What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to that episode of The Locker Room. I'm here with William Hopoate. What's going on, brother?
Not much, man. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. So, yeah, we were just talking. It's been an interesting year for you guys. You know, you obviously, I guess, had a lot of things to deal with, like off the field and on the field. It's been tough for you. What's it been like for you personally?
It's obviously been a challenging season. With the Dogs, obviously, we would like to be in a better position on the ladder.
Yep.
Personally, though, I think Dean and Josh, they've done a great job in trying to keep the joint positive. I mean, a lot of things haven't gone our way. Players exiting, and not that was their decision, but things happening up top beyond our power as players. And I think there's still a good positive vibe around. Bilmore run the playing group anyway, so I think that's definitely been a help.
And is there a kind of understanding of like, okay, we're dealing with things out of our control. We've just got to ride this out, and we'll build for something special. In the next few weeks, few months, few years, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think that's the mentality that we're taking. Because you're right. There's certain things that's out of our control as a playing group, and the only thing we really can control is how we play. And if we can hopefully string together a few more wins towards the back end of the season, then that can hopefully build into next season.
And so for you personally, how have you found yourself? Like, this is your third year at the club, we were saying. What's it like for you personally?
I'm enjoying it, to be honest. Despite, I'm sure, looking outside in, it looks like it's, probably in shambles, but I'm enjoying it here. There's good people at the club. I get along with the players really well, and my wife does as well with the other boys' partners, and so personally, I've enjoyed it here at Canterbury, and I'm here for another 2 seasons after this year, and hoping for things brighter and bigger. And
is that something that you're not here for another 2 years? So do you feel like a strong responsibility of like, especially you're only 26, but I'd assume that you're part of the kind of like older playing group kind of thing. I'm not sure if you're with the senior playing group, but still part of the older players. Do you feel like this is a real challenge for you personally of like helping these young guys, build into something big over the next few years?
Yeah, somewhat. Yeah, I do feel like that. I think I enjoy that challenge to know that it may be rough, it may not be. These next few seasons, and obviously it's no secret that our cap's a bit tight at the moment, and so what you see now with the Bulldogs is sort of what you're going to get over the next few seasons, and I really feel that the tighter we get, the better we can be.
Yep, and it's also I try to look at things glass half full, but it's also a massive opportunity to do something special. If you could somehow turn this around with the squad that no one thinks is going to do this or that, being a part of that it would be special kind of thing.
Yeah, 100%. I think obviously we do have some big names still in there, but it gives a opportunity for younger guys and no namers, so to speak, to come into the NRL team and really stamp the authority that they belong in the NRL. And I think it'll be great if we can do something with this roster.
And so for you personally, we were just saying that your real name is Viliami. Is it not your real name, but your Tongan name? Yeah. And obviously William, but and we're saying that my nephew's father, his name is Viliami. So obviously, you grew up in Australia and then in Bankstown?
Nah.
Not in Bankstown?
Nah. I'm actually, I grew up in Manly.
In Manly?
Yeah. So I'm
Northern Beaches, bro. You live in the dream. You live in the dream.
Yeah. So I grew up, born and raised in Manly, and pretty much lived there till I got married and moved out.
Far out. Bro, you're a rich kid, bro.
I don't know about
that. Okay, so like born and raised in Manly. What was it like for you growing up personally? Was it always footy? Was it other sports?
It was pretty much always footy. Dad played, first grade throughout my childhood. And so, he got me and my brothers and I into footy. I'm one of 11. 11 kids, yeah.
Holy
shit.
11,
so there's 7 boys, and we all play footy, and something that we love, and something that we was just in the home really. And it started with that, and just went from there.
And so your dad, he was obviously a forward.
He did play towards the back end of his career.
In the forwards, okay.
In the forwards, yeah. But he majority of it was on the wing.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, sweet. I just remember towards the end there, we were just playing in the forwards and that, and then obviously went into boxing.
Yeah, then done a bit of boxing, and Yeah, there's no chance I'm going into boxing.
I was going to say, have you ever thought about it?
No way. I mean, I do some training, but competition, no chance.
Right, I'm the number one shadow boxer in the country, but I can't fight. I'm mad shadow
I'm
boxer.
probably behind you.
Mad shadow boxer. Got a good dog shot on me too, because I'm real quick, so I'm just get away. Okay, so what was it like for obviously 1 of 11, which is crazy, like, and 7 boys, and so is that 7 including you or 8 boys including
7,
you?
7 boys including me and 4 girls.
And so you essentially have a starting roster to train with.
Got a 7s team at least.
Yeah, 100%. The Hopoate 7 side shooting to the World Cup. So what was it like growing up? Was it something that you saw your father playing footy? So you idolised your father. Oh, well, I assume you do. I know.
Yeah.
Was that something that you always kind of, when I saw my older brother doing something, I wanted to do it. When my dad was happy about something, I wanted to make him happy.
Yeah.
Was it a similar situation? Or?
Yeah, it was. I think from as long as I can remember, I've loved the sport of rugby league, and our family's quite religious, and we pray as a family. And I remember as a kid, I used to pray and bless my favourite footy players before my own family. And so just as an innocent kid,
bro? Who got blessed?
Well, because my dad was playing in Manly, I used to love players like Nick Kossoff and Jeff Tuvey and Daniel Gardner. These are guys that I looked up to as a young kid. Kicking the ball at the backyard. So and used to play knee footy a lot with siblings and relatives. And
so just for fans listening, knee footy is like you're on your knees and you can't essentially stand up and run and everything like that.
Exactly. So it's suitable for indoors or outdoors.
Yeah. It's like we used to play like sock hockey at home. Like, so you have your socks on and the floor's all like fucking slippery and that. It would always get out of hand, bro. Always get out of hand. Something's getting broken.
Always.
Is there? Yes. So you remember you love footy that much that you would like bless the players, and obviously that's just it's so interesting to hear. Like so you would pray as a family. Yeah.
We pray. We strive to pray as a family every morning and night, and obviously sort of takes turns within the family. And when it was my turn
and you'd bless the players. Yeah,
bless the players. That's my favourite players anyway as a kid.
Was there anyone that liked any other teams that were like?
Oh no, we all supported Manly because his dad was there. Then
So it was a deep love for footy. Like you've always loved footy.
Yeah, always loved footy. Yeah, it was just fun.
That's so cool. That's so cool. Is there any memories you have as a kid, like seeing your father, playing NRL or whatever, and being like, wow, like that's my dad. Like it's my freaking dad killing it. You know what I mean?
I mean, because I always used to go to the games, the ones here in Sydney anyway. Mum would take us and the kids, and seeing dad run out was always I was just with that guy playing game last night, and now he's playing professional footy, and my dad wasn't the most popular dude on the field, but it was good fun, good memories.
It's I use the example like Mick Yannis wasn't most popular, but now that people love him as a commentator, so fuck, got the job done. He got the job done. So you saw your dad and you love footy, and when was it? I guess because you saw your dad playing NRL, you would always know there's a pathway there because you know someone that does it, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Whereas if you don't see someone that it always seems like further away than what you can achieve kind of thing. Or sometimes. Was that something that, knowing that your father had made it, that you knew if you worked hard that you could get there, or was that not something you thought about as a young kid?
As a kid, I was actually pretty useless at playing, to be honest. I was pretty useless, just put it that way. It wasn't until I got to about probably like high school where I got a bit of a growth spurt and made my little first junior rep team where the dream really became a goal. Like I really wanted to knuckle down and hopefully play NRL one day. And
so your first rep team was in high school?
Yeah, well, it was at the end of primary actually. It was just a little team called Sydney North. Just a little rep team of all of north of Sydney pretty much. And
just the rich side.
No way. And so I made that little team, and that as small as it sounds, that meant the world to me. And I thought, man, I could play NRL one day, and just sort of took little steps coming through the ranks at Manly, Mats and Ball in 20s, and thankfully got a crack.
So when was your first New South Wales side?
I made the Yeah, under 15s.
Yep.
Under 15s.
So you really started to like pick up some steam in those, from about 12 years old to 15. It started like, okay,
Yeah. Pretty much. I got a bit of a as I said, got a bit of a growth spurt. It wasn't the tallest. Got some height, and then it went from there really.
And just for people, you're 97 kilos and about 6'3".
Oh, yeah, something like that.
Something like that. So it's the biggest fullback in the competition right now. We just discussed that before.
Oh no, there's some big guys actually.
Fucking hell, bro! When I see like the size of players now, I'm like, fuck me. I was 82 kilos. I was a little fucking skinny winger. I don't know how I didn't get absolutely rissoled every time around the ball. Okay, so you make the 15 side in New South Wales side when you're 15.
Yeah.
And was that a full confirmation of like, okay, I'm in a system here, like, the other boys here are the best in the state? Is that when it really started rolling for you, like, I can knuckle down and definitely push into it? Because clubs would have been maybe talking to you then?
Yeah. It was the New South Wales combined high schools team, so it was the Australian Schoolboys Championship, and I honestly, just to get to that point, I was amazed myself. I was shocked, and then there was they picked like a merit team, under 15s merit team, Australian team, and so I was lucky enough to get picked in that. And there was guys like Aaron Woods and Justin O'Neill that were in there, the 15s, and so I think when I made that team, then I really like started to believe that if I keep going the way I'm going, then hopefully in a few years I'll get a crack, and it just happened to be.
All right, so 15s is when you start really, knuckling down. Is there any at that point? What team did you support, and like, was there any players that you idolised as growing up, or?
I was because I was obviously a local living in Manly. I supported the Manly team, and at the time, Greg Inglis was coming through, and he was the hot shot, and that was someone I looked up to sort of throughout my high school years. And then. A few years down the track, I had the opportunity to play against him a few times, so that's pretty cool. Yeah,
fuck G.I. when he came through. I remember when he was in reserve grade coming through, scoring like 90-minute tries every single weekend. He's had this like blonde hair. Oh my God, so funny. He was a freak, man. Especially like don't get me wrong, he's still a freak now, but when you that younger, fresh body comes through, and he's just like kind of like Israel Folau when he come through.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Jesus. Okay, so when did clubs start come knocking on your door?
Around about that time, at 15, I started playing juniors, Harold Matthews comp at Manly. Played all my juniors at Manly, and I kind of went through the development system down there.
And so when, you said your family's religious, and was that something that not took away, but was it hard to juggle the two, especially when you started entering systems and stuff like that, or not really? It was all good?
Well, I think that's what really gave me the strength to do those things. To play footy was my faith, and because it meant so much to me. Coaches and players knew that it meant a lot to me, and so they were quite flexible with helping me to live my faith as well as striving to make a career out of rugby league. And so they both at times it was challenging to juggle the both, but I found that when I try to put my faith first, and football worked out somehow in some way, and so I strive to stick by that little slogan type of thing where I try to put the Lord first, put my faith first, and things sort of work out in the back of it.
That's interesting to see. Like it's it seems so simple, but it's something that would be a difficult decision sometimes. You get tempted to do. Okay, now this is going to be easier if I just do this way, but it's not as simple as it kind of sounds. To a person that wouldn't understand the balance of it all. Okay, so Manly were the first club to come knocking. Was there any other clubs that were interested?
But at that point, no, it was pretty much just Manly. And that was probably the only club I was interested in as well. Being a junior there, and I mean, I hadn't really done anything in the game, so to speak. And so I was just with the local team and going through there. And so
you went from there into under 20s. And so was it just a small contract initially, and you trained with the under 20s, or did you go straight into the first grade squad out of school?
So I was playing. I played 20s after Harold Mats. And then I played 20s throughout high school. Then I finished school when I was 17, and then I started that preseason with first grade.
Okay, so you really excelled in under-20s. Like, you know, you're playing it in school and they thought you were good enough to put you in straight into first grade squad, which is usually the best of the best out of that batch of school people get straight into first grade squad kind of thing.
Yeah, and so I was you know, still pinching my skin. I mean, I finished school in 2009, and then finished school about October, and then started the preseason that in November, and you know, the year before Manly were in the grand final, Mo and the Stewart brothers.
Yeah,
I'm cheering them on, and
so you went to the final the year before?
Oh, I didn't go to the final, but obviously I was supporting them and whatnot, and through the years, and then now I'm training with these guys. And
what was that first day like for you?
Yeah, it was surreal. Obviously I'd seen them around here and there, and it was funny because I took photos with some of them, you know, as a kid.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Mo and you know, guys like that. And then I got to play alongside.
It's bizarre, right? To think that you got a photo with them, and then you walk in and you're now like passing the ball to them, got the same gear on them, and that.
It's funny. There's a few photos I got at home actually with me as a kid, you know, with guys like Mark Gaznia, and got to play with Gaz in Origin, and got to play with guys with and against people that, you know, I took photos with as a young fan. So
far out, that's crazy. Who was the biggest like starstruck moment where you were just like, that's such and such, you know?
Probably GI, I think. I was probably 13, or just in the high school, and he was you know, just smashing everyone and killing it, and got to take a photo with him during his time when he was I think he was in Australian camp or something. They were down in Manly, and lo and behold, I get a photo with him. And
good old GI. And then you would have played him in Origin then, wouldn't you?
Then a few years down the track, played against him when he was Origin, South, and
it's crazy. Like I remember I would go to I went to a game and I saw like the boys on the field, and this was before I played footy as a soccer player. But I stood like looking at them, going, "Fuck!" Like they must live this crazy life. Like they're just like so hectic. Like how do you even get involved in that?
Yeah, exactly.
And then you're running out in Suncorp, and you're like, "Fuck!" Like I'm on the field.
It's really surreal.
Someone is there looking at me, going, "What's going on with that?" Like, do you know what I mean? It's fucking bizarre. Do you still get a bit? Do you still nowadays even be like pinch yourself a bit? Like, fuck. Wow, like, this is pretty crazy.
Yeah, I do. Like, I mean, when they show, like, sometimes there's, you know, some classic footy games on TV that I like to watch, and you know, there's first graders there, like, you know, you see Joey and Freddie and Lockyer, you see these types of guys, and they're playing first grade, and you know, thankfully, right now I'm playing at the same, you know, competition. They were playing NRL then. I'm playing NRL now, but to me, it just seems like they're just in another league. They're just like, I can't be playing NRL like they're NRL.
Yeah, exactly.
They just seem in another, just another league, another dimension. I don't know what the word is.
100%, bro.
I don't know if that makes sense, but when I watch those classic games and some Origin games, I think, man, like, these guys were just unbelievable.
Yeah, mate, totally agree. And you're right, like, you feel like they were playing some kind of other level of NRL, like
exactly, 100%.
Yeah, but it's bizarre. It's so bizarre. Okay, so you rock up to training. Is there anything you remember from the first day, like you getting the gears, or you know, like shaking, you know, Watmout's hand or whoever, Tuvi's hand, even because he would have been the coach.
Yeah, he's
around
assistant
about then.
coach. Assistant coach. Well, nothing that comes straight to mind, but just the whole experience was surreal. I mean, you know, playing with Matai a few years earlier, he was, you know, presenting me my certificate and trophies at Harold Matthews' presentation.
Oh, really?
And then now I'm, you know, playing alongside someone of that caliber, and it's just for me, they probably didn't know or didn't notice. I probably didn't show it, but it was such a buzz for me to, you know, be lifting weights with these guys and be training with these guys, and something that I'll never forget.
And so you're 17 at that stage, and you made your debut 2010. You said.
Yeah.
So how many years were you in the first grade squad? Did you make your debut that year, or was it the year after? Yeah.
So pretty much when I made my debut, the first year I was in the full-time squad.
Wow.
Actually, against the Broncos, you might have played. Were you still playing?
Nah, I got injured.
Okay.
It was 2010. I broke my ribs against the Warriors.
Oh, okay.
Did you dust? You dusted them up, didn't you?
Nah, we got dusted.
Oh, you got dusted.
Yeah. Was that Brookie Oval?
Far, because we don't usually go. Like I debuted at Brookie 2007.
Oh,
and
really?
So we don't usually go. Oh, when I was playing, we didn't go that well at Brookie.
Yeah.
We did just, I don't know. We just didn't seem to fucking I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, so it was at Brookvale Broncos 2010.
Yeah.
So was it expected? Was it a surprise? How did it all come about?
Yeah, well, I think it was Wolfman got injured.
The
Wolfman, and then
Where is he gone? What's he doing?
I'm not too sure actually. And then Desi just sort of gave me the nod and said, you're lacing up the boots this week. And,
what was that feeling like? We just like.
Yeah. It's just just an unbelievable feeling, just the whole experience, just the week, and even just heading into the game. We played the Broncos at Brookie, and I remember it like it was yesterday. Running out and. Lockyer was still playing then.
Oh shit!
I couldn't believe he was playing. Yeah. So
it's Lockie right there.
Yeah, Lockyer. That Izzy was there, and Sammy Friday, and these were guys that I actually looked up to as a kid. And I remember walking back into the sheds, and Lockyer was walking in front of me, and I just wanted to just kind of kiss his bald head. And I look up.
You're the man.
Yeah, I was like, Russ, you're the man. I looked up to you so much. I can't believe I'm even playing with you. I can't believe we're on the same field.
Yeah, right. And he's like right there.
Yeah, he's right there. I'm like starstruck, and I'm the opposing player.
Yeah, you're supposed to be jamming. You're not even trying to whack him. Far out. That's fucking hilarious. And it's just like, right. So, was that, you remember just seeing him at halftime and you were behind him?
Like we're just walking up the sheds, up to the tunnel up at Brookie O, and you're just walking in front of me. I was just like, this is like future immortal.
Yeah, 100%, bro, 100%. And it's like his sixes on his back, the Broncos colours.
Yeah, and he was obviously coming towards the end of his career, and I was just grateful that I got to get on the same field as him.
I remember that, like, when I first saw like Lockyer train, I was like, couldn't believe how big his legs were. I was like, fuck, he's got big legs, eh? Fucking big legs. That's what I kept thinking. And also, when I first met Petro, that's when I was like, and he like spoke to me, and I was like, did you just speak? Like, I was in the first grade squad, but he's still. You know what it's like when you're 100%, you're sitting there with your head down. It's like, oh fuck! And especially when we come through, it's little bit different today. But when I come through, you just put your head down and just like if they spoke to you, you spoke to them. But other than that, you just didn't.
Keep to yourself, 100%.
Okay, so against the Broncos, and you got dusted. But what was it? Is there anything else you remember from the game at all, or not really? What about the conversation with your father? That would have been a pretty special moment.
Yeah, it was. He actually presented my debut jersey too.
Yeah. Both on the wing.
Yeah, and it was Desi kept it from me. It was a surprise, and so I was just warming up, getting ready, strap, whatnot, and then most teams do a quick jersey presentation for the debutants before the team runs out for warm up, and Dad walked in and presented me my jersey, and so
was that a bit of a moment for you? Like, wow.
Yeah, it was special. It was a special moment for me to be presenting my first grade debut jersey from my father who played there as well, and to be playing. On the same position that he played on the wing. And
did they give you the same number?
Nah, because I wasn't named there that week.
Oh,
I was like inclusion. Yeah. So I was number 19 actually.
Oh, okay.
But still got that jersey.
Yep.
It would have been nice. But the following year I got to don the number 5, and that's what number he was as well.
And so so you make your debut. How did you play personally? Was it a solid game? Did you play well?
I don't think I did anything bad or anything flash. I just kind of done my job, but I still remember just everything. My first hit up, they kicked it, and I think it was Brett Stewart got tackled, and I took the next hit up, and I was just like, oh, man, this is so good. Like, I love this. I can't believe I'm playing first grade, and it was just even though the result didn't go away, for me personally, it's just an experience I'll never forget. And so
how many games did you play that year?
I only played a few games. I think it was only 3 games that year.
Yep.
And then, the following year is where I sort of played my full season out.
Yep.
Yeah, in first grade.
And so the following year, you essentially, like, I'm pretty sure you explode onto that's when a lot of hype just warm. And what was that like for you? Were you just a bit taken back, or what was it like for you personally? Because if people remember, like, it was crazy. The hype was crazy. Like,
yeah. Well, it was surreal for me. Like, I didn't expect it. I mean, if someone to tell me the year before you're going to play first grade, every game you're fit and healthy next year, and play Origin and win a grand final, I would have thought, good on you, mate. Yeah, whatever you're smoking, just keep it to yourself. But those things happened for me in the 1 year, and then to top it off, I left for a mission, which is something I always wanted to do, and so 2011 was always be a special year for me. Both footy wise and faith wise, and something I'll never forget.
And so that decision to go on your mission, was that made at the start of the year, or was that made, kind of like, okay, this is a perfect time now. I feel like it's the right time. I'm going to go. When was that made, kind of thing?
It was probably made when I was about 12, to be honest.
Oh,
when
okay,
I was
so
a
you
kid.
always knew.
Yeah.
Yep,
So
okay.
it's something I always wanted to do, and
Yep.
I came of age. You go, when you're 18, 19, and
Oh, okay. Yep.
came of age and came off contract, and it was just I just wanted to go.
Good timing, and then it was the right time to go, kind of thing. So what about when? So you're playing good, and then they start talking to you about Origin. Were you a bit not intimidated, but kind of like, whoa, Origin, like it's my second year of footy. Like I've only played 7 games.
Yeah.
What was it like for you?
Well, I just thought it was just all talk, really.
Yep.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, Origin. Yeah, that's further down the track, and
Yep.
I remember I was just at a church gathering with a few friends one night, and it was a Sunday night actually, and I just started getting all these messages like congrats and congrats and congrats, because I didn't know they just announced it on the TV.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
And so I just started getting all these congrats messages, and I was like, oh, I thought it was a game we played. I think we won.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's pretty random getting all these congrats for a win.
Yeah.
We played, I think it was a Saturday or Friday.
Yep.
And just started getting all these messages saying congrats, and I was just like, what? Congrats for what? And then my dad called me, and I was like, oh, what's going on? And he broke the news to me, and I was just sort of numb. I was just
what?
I was like, oh, what's going on? Like, it's not meant to happen this quick, is
Yeah.
it? Yeah, and so it was just, it was unbelievable.
And so when he said those words, son, you're in the New South Wales squad. Were you just like, does it just seem not real? Like,
it really didn't. It just really didn't. It seemed not real at all. It was only a couple of years back I was playing in the 18s Origin.
Yep.
And obviously we stayed back and watched the big guys, and my mind went back to those moments, and I just thought, man, I'm in the main game now.
Yeah.
It's not meant to happen. It's not meant to happen, but I'm in the main game somehow and some way, and I was just numb, but grateful at the same time.
It's funny how the world works. Like your dad got to present you the first grade debut,
and
then he had the opportunity to call you and say you'd made Origin. Like that actually doesn't. The chances of that happening are tiny, because usually it's a selector call, and
exactly.
but or even a friend saying in a message you've made the New South Wales squad.
Yeah.
But for your dad to call you and be the first one to tell you, that's pretty special.
It was a very special moment, and as I said, I was just sort of, I was happy but numb at the same time.
Yeah. And so, did it become a reality? You're in the paper, but did it really come a reality when you walk into the actual squad camp? Were you just like, oh shit?
Yeah, exactly. I just walked in, I was just like, oh, I'm in it. Like, I see, there's Gal there, and there's Gaz, and there's Jamie Soward's in there, and I was just like, what's going on here? Yeah.
But when you got your gears, what was that like for you?
Yeah, it was just so surreal. And then I got told I was playing left centre, and I played sort of every position with Manly. I was sort of like a utility, played left wing, right wing, bit of fullback, right centre. And that was the only position I never played. And then,
What hand carry are you as well?
Right.
Right hand carry. Oh, okay, so you can't even...
Yeah. Oh. And so... and then I find that I'm playing left centre, where I've never played before in the NRL, and I'm just like, now I'm just playing Origin here.
All good.
And then,
don't tell me you marked against GI.
I was. It was up against
Hodjo.
No, he was injured that game.
Oh, he would have sledged.
Thankfully for me,
he would have sledged them.
Yeah, 100%. So thankfully he was injured.
Yeah.
I think I was up against what's his name? Oh, I've gone blank.
Wouldn't have been Justin O'Neill yet.
No, it wasn't Justin O'Neill. It was Dane Nielsen.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Dane Nielsen,
yeah. Man, what happened to him?
Yeah.
Where did he went to the Rabbitohs for a bit, and then he just retired or something?
Yeah, I'm not too sure, to be honest.
So Dane Nielsen. So if it's like a good debut, he's also young and new to the spot, so that's like a good person to match up against, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because you're both young and new. So what was it like? You get your gears, go to the stadium, and you go through the week, and what was the hype like? Was that something you'd never experienced before? The hype for it?
Something I've just completely never experienced. We stayed at in Coogee, and then a few days before the game, we went to the Nova Tour just across the road from ANZ Stadium, and I just remember coming down towards kickoff, and you'd sort of start seeing everyone start to roll into the park, and we got a big fan tunnel heading onto the bus from the hotel, and just the whole experience, and just training with guys that I never thought I'd ever play with or against.
Yeah.
Was just so surreal, and obviously there's a lot of media commitments and things like that. The week went really fast because of how fast it was.
Yeah.
And then then next thing you know, I'm running out of ANZ.
What about you, like yourself personally? Like, you're young, and as I said, that height behind you was just so giant, and you would have been 18 years old at this stage.
Yeah.
So young as, did it ever overwhelm you, or not really? Did you just kind of stay, grounded?
Yeah, well, I tried to stay grounded. I try not to. I don't read a lot of papers anyway, and watch a lot of TV, and so I just try to stay away from all the media hype. Because I think mentally it can play an effect in how you play, and so I just sort of kept to myself, chatted to the boys, and just stayed close with my family and friends.
So you rock up to the stadium, put the jersey on, or get presented jersey or whatever, and then you run out. What was that? Is there any memories from that game that you fully remember?
It was a long walk down the tunnel, down ANZ. Yeah, I just remember thinking, I was just like, I'm again, just think I'm in the main game. Like, this is not the curtain raiser.
Yep.
This is it.
Yeah.
And then just running out, and I've never played in front of a crowd like that before.
Yep.
And just to run out and see ANZ just up and
all the
just
way to
full.
the top.
Yeah, just full. Because I've played there before, obviously at club level, and it's obviously never sold out. But this time it's all the way up, and I look around. I'm just like, this is unbelievable. Like, just the cheers. Like it felt like I wasn't getting. I was getting tired, but I feel like I wasn't getting tired just because of the adrenaline and the hype and the noise. Yep. It was just such a surreal experience.
And any moments from the game, like a play or a tackle or a break or anything like that you remember?
I remember injuring my hamstring and being devastated in that game.
Oh, really?
But I done my hammy, but no, just the whole experience really, just from kickoff till I got injured was just such an awesome experience and something I'll never forget. And
did you play the next two games?
No, so I was injured and then I was out for the remainder of the series. That was game 2, sorry.
Oh, it's game 2.
Yeah, so game 1 went, and then I'm not too sure what happened with selection, and then I got picked for game 2, and then I was injured for game 3.
And okay, so you're injured for game 3, but then you come back and you start that run into the grand final. So like this year is just, you're experiencing literally, other than making, you're experiencing the pinnacle of footy pretty much. Origin, going towards the grand final. What was that run for you? Like, was there a different feel around the club at that stage?
I think that there was a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
I was very confident because of the edge I was on.
Yeah.
We had Cherry, Gift, Glenn Stewart, and I was playing outside Jamie Lyon, and so I sort of like looked inside me, and I just thought, I'm pretty safe here.
Yeah, I'm good here. I'm sweet.
I feel pretty good here.
Yeah.
And then just that team all around was just a great team, and we charged all the way through and lifted the trophy at the end.
So what was the difference? Was there any difference between grand final week and Origin week?
They're very similar in terms of media hype. There's a lot of media commitments, and papers and banners and posters and everything like that is just going off. And but I think this one sort of just meant a bit more because you sort of been training with these blokes the whole year, and this is something you've been working towards the whole year. And there's 15 other teams that are after this, one title, and you put yourself in a position to get it. It's crazy.
And what about the game day or when you ran out, or is there anything you remember from the grand final at all?
What's not to remember? I think. I remember the anthem. I remember kickoff. I remember my first carry. I was up against the beast, Big Man of Vadavon.
Oh, Shana.
Yeah, and so up against Shana. Yeah, and so I was like, it's definitely not going to be an easy day. And then we were pretty dominant throughout that whole game. We were in the lead, and then it was sort of like the last, I think it was like 20 minutes, they mounted a comeback. I started to get a bit nervous. I was like, surely not.
Don't kick it this side, please.
Yeah, we didn't come here to choke in the last 20, but no, we got there in the end.
And so when was the moment when you knew you had won it? You had got the cherries, got the chocolates?
Well, they scored. So it was 18-6, and then they scored. It was 18-10, and I think psychologically, James Maloney had to kick a goal to make it 18-12.
Yep.
But he missed.
Yep.
And so psychologically, for me anyway, I was just like, that's 8 points. They got to score 2.
Yeah.
or convert a try and a kick to get in range. But the momentum, they still had all the momentum. They were just steamrolling us and getting down the end of the field. It wasn't until they sort of started playing jungle footy, just kind of throwing it around and throwing it around, and then I think it was like 5 or so minutes left where Matty Ballin jumped onto a loose ball.
Yep.
And I think we got this.
We got this here.
This. We just got to finish this set, get her a kick, and that'll be us. We should get there. Then we ended up scoring. Jamie Lyon ended up scoring on the bell.
Yep.
Anyways, but yeah, I think that moment where Matty Ballin dived on the ball, that was for me.
And so the siren goes or whatever, and the boys go up. What's the boys saying to each other? What are you feeling? Like, I
don't think anyone was saying anything. Everyone was just
cheering,
or crying, or, cheering, and there was just hugs and high fives, and when I watch the footage, afterwards, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's just the experience, and to have that in my first full year of rugby league, it's something. I definitely don't take for granted, and now being in the league for a few years, I see how hard it is to make the finals, let alone to make a grand final,
and then win it.
Then to win it. So
like an oath.
Yeah.
What did was Desi was your coach then?
Yeah, Desi was
so
coach.
What did he? You get in the change room or you're out in the field? Like, what did he say anything to you? Like, was he boys like, I'm proud of you? Or?
I can't remember that part, to be honest, because we done a lap of honour and everyone sort of got into the sheds all different times. So we done the lap and then come to the sheds, and the sheds are chockers, and we go from the sheds into the bus to the leagues club to Brook Yeovil, and it's just everywhere's packed, just maroon and white everywhere. And it was just such a surreal experience. It was crazy.
Does it feel like you're thinking of someone else, like, as in you're watching someone else's live that dream?
Yeah. When I watch the footage or when I think about it, sometimes I'm just like, I can't believe that happened.
Yeah. Did that actually happen to me?
Yeah, far out. So I mean, 2 years before I just finished school, and then I'm living my childhood dream and winning a title as well. So
did your father ever win a title?
He won at Manly too.
Okay,
and
so hell, how good's that?
Yeah, 100%.
Far out. That's crazy. So so had you already announced that you were going on your mission at that point?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd announced it already. Yeah.
So was that something that was a relief to announce, or was it something that made a bit more pressure on you, or not really? It was just, this is a natural progression in life, and I'm doing it.
Yeah, I think somehow it was more of a relief. I knew my future. The club knew my future.
Yep.
My teammates knew my future. And it was just kind of just like, all right, it's out there. I'm away for the next 2 years, and I'm happy with that decision. We can move on and focus on footy.
And was there many people that try to say, look, like, wait a few years, you're in your prime, like all this kind of stuff? Was there anything like that, or not really?
Not really. Well, I mean, those close to me, family and friends, and even the boys at the time, teammates, they were very respectful and supportive of my decision.
Yep.
To play, and so that just helped me feel a bit more that this was the right decision.
And I guess also it's such a deep thing for you.
Yeah.
So much deeper than footy. Even though footy means a lot, it's kind of like you're not going to get rattled. It's like so important to you. So it's not really, other things don't really matter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%.
So you win the grand final, and so how long after the grand final did you leave for the mission?
The next month.
Next month.
Yeah, so October, we win October, then I leave November.
Yep. And where'd you do your mission?
I was just up in Brisbane.
Yep. So that's all right. It's not as like you were overseas.
Yeah. Like so I was just around Brisbane, like in the city of Brisbane, and south of Brisbane, and
What was the like? So you go up there, you've won a grand final, you're at the top of the world, and like, don't get me wrong, like it's not like you're not going down or anything like that, but it's just a very different experience, Spiritually, you're on top of the world probably when you're doing what you're doing, but like maybe materialistically or success or ego-wise, you're on top of the world here. What was the first week or so like for you? Was it like, wow, this is a shock? Yeah,
it was because the lifestyle and the schedule's quite different as a missionary, and so obviously you go from signing autographs to having doors shut in your face and people swearing at you, and so it was very 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 different in that term. But I think I learned a lot as a missionary, and those 2 years I think have really taught me lessons, and I experienced things that continue to bless my life now.
Yeah,
and so it was very rewarding. At the same time, it was very challenging too.
Yeah,
it's can be quite demanding. You're out door knocking and offering service, and we're out from 10 in the morning to 9 at night. Just striving to be a help to the community.
Yep.
And it's not always accepted with two hands, obviously, from people, which we respect. We respect everyone's decisions.
Yep.
But yeah, some days were challenging, and especially in the heat of Queensland.
Yeah, bro, 100%. You got to wear the button-up shirt.
Yeah, well, white shirt and tie every day,
bro,
and so
sweating up as
sweating up. Yeah, so I actually knocked into whilst we were door knocking, Sammy Thaide's door.
No way.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, so that was pretty cool.
So you knock on the door. Did he answer?
Yeah, he answered. Yeah.
And was he like, what?
Yeah, and so I think I was more like,
yeah,
Sam Friday. Like, what's going on here? I wasn't sure if he recognised me. I think he ended up after a little bit, but I was just like,
And how was he? Let's dish your dirt on Sammy. Was he nice and
replied? He was cool. Yeah, Sammy was cool.
Sammy Thaiday answers.
Yeah. So then we just get chatting and talk a bit of footy and the Broncos, and I knew a few of the young guys
at the Bronx
at the Bronx at the time, and we're just having a chat, and then he was very respectful and very nice as well.
And did you feel like not a sign or anything like that, but did you feel like it was one of just this strange situation that the world had put you in that position, or not really? You just
I think I just took it for what it is. And, I remember telling my companion, we go in twos as missionaries, and I was telling him, I was like, that guy is a legend of the Broncos. You know, he's made all the reps. He's done everything in the game pretty much, and it was just pretty cool to bump into him. And I made my debut against him too.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And so then I knocked on his door, but no, he was cool.
Did he ask you to mow his lawn or something? What a dog he would have. No.
Oh no, he didn't. He didn't actually.
Okay, yeah. So what was there any, obviously you're always going to have doubts as a human being, but what was the toughest moment in that time? Did you get to see your family much? Did you not get to see your family? What was the toughest thing about doing the mission?
Yeah, I think being away from my family is probably the most challenging. We only got to call Skype back home twice a year.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, so Mother's Day and Christmas was the only time we could Skype back home. I mean, we could email once a week, but in terms of hearing their voice and seeing their faces only twice a year. And so because I grew up in a home where there's so many kids and so much food, and it's just messy but neat at the same time.
Yeah, cozy, like it's a home.
Yeah, it's a home. Yeah. Then I kind of go from that sort of atmosphere into a little apartment where it's just there's just me and my companion there, and it's quiet, and there's my siblings or my parents aren't around, family aren't around. So that was probably the most challenging, but thankfully we were pretty busy throughout the whole day. That sort of took my mind off it in the end.
So walk us through a daily routine. You wake up at what and you do what?
So we wake up at 6:30 every morning. Then we do a bit of exercise, jog around the block, whatnot, and then from 8 to 10 we study. Personally and together, and then from 10 a.m. to 9 at night we're out. Door knocking, teaching, mowing lawns. Offering
some
service.
blokes actually say to do that.
And so like there'll be times where we just be like, come state our purpose while we're there. Are you interested in our message? And no, we're not. And we also ask, can we be of any service to you? Even though you're not interested, that's fine. And they'll say, can you help me pick this up or lift that? And mow the lawns, and
say,
here I am, shirt and tie, mowing the lawns. And so it was awesome. I mean, just sort of.
What was the most bizarre request where you were just like, what? Okay, I guess so. That you can say, I guess. I'm sure you would have got some bizarre.
I think nothing. It was nothing out of the ordinary. It was just just more. Can you help us move, or can you help help me take this off the ute or whatnot? Just just little small acts of service that we love to do. And then there was that teaching, or if we're not teaching, we've got to with the youth, helping out with the youth night, or obviously we get to have lunch and dinner in between that. But that was us every day.
Fucking hell. So what's that? 11-hour days, or essentially like 6:30, like fucking 16-hour days, pretty much.
Yeah.
That you would have appreciated pre-season would be nothing for you. Pre-season's bloody just sort of walking the buck.
I've never been so probably so tired than a missionary. But
yeah. Okay, so what do you think the biggest lesson that you learned from it all? Like, what's something that you fully took away from it? Like, this has made me a better person.
Probably my desire to follow Christ. I'm Christian, believe in Jesus Christ, and probably it's increased my desire to follow His teachings and be more disciplined with decisions that I make. And so amongst a host of things, that's probably one of the biggest things that's helped me to draw closer to Christ.
Yep, it's it's just such a to fully offer your services to random people. Did you feel like the cliche is like if you put yourself in the service of others, you actually are a happier person. Yeah. Do you feel that was true though? Genuinely true?
Yeah, I actually did. Yeah. I mean, a lot of times missionaries, I got a lot of friends and family that served missions, and they would come back and often they'd say that was the best 2 years of my life. And I can say that's been probably the best 2 years for my life.
Yep.
Where I've learned things that, again, as I said, it helped me to be a father, helped me to be a husband, helped me to be a better brother, better son, better friend.
Yep.
And I think that statement's true. Where you sort of you lose yourself in the service of others, you come to find yourself more, and you do find joy.
Yeah, it's as I said, like I was saying before the show started, like I'm not religious myself, but it's so interesting that service to others is such a interesting concept, because it seems so kind of anti. We get taught so much, especially today, to be selfish and put yourself first, and like you got to take care of yourself before you take care of others. But exactly, speak to guys like yourself who have genuinely I've gone out, and my whole purpose was to help other people, and it's helped my whole life so much. It's interesting to hear that something a tradition so old still has so much value. And we often look at tradition as like, oh, it's old, it's not relevant to today, but obviously helped you quite a lot. So those 2 years, was there any time in those 2 years where you're like, I'm not coming back to footy, I'd rather do this, or you always felt you wanted to come back to footy? You missed.
I always felt that I wanted to come back. I was thankful enough to sign a contract with Parramatta before I left. And so,
before you even left?
Yeah, before I left.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
So,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so there was a bit of security there.
Yeah,
kind of like, I'm not just going back and I've got to prove myself again.
Yep.
I've got a contract there waiting for me, and so that definitely was a blessing. And so I sort of, I knew in the back of my mind that after this 2 years was up, I was going back into footy.
Yep, but 2 years is a long time. What was it like? Did you ever doubt it, or nah? Was in like, did you ever feel like, oh, I don't know if I want to go back to footy, or was it always like, no, I definitely want to go back to footy?
For me, I always wanted to go back to footy. It was still a passion. I think if I lost that passion, then I would have had other thoughts.
Yep.
But it was deep down, it was still a passion for me. It was something that I still loved to do, and grateful that I had a contract waiting for me. I went back and started.
That's massive. Far out. Okay, so you come back. What was that first day of training like for you? Were you just like, far out? This is like so different.
Yeah, well, I was still sort of a bit in Disneyland, so to speak, because I got back, and the following day I'm straight back into training.
What?
Yeah, so I'm just sort of
in the river of time, pretty much. Just
so I've just gone from mission life and straight into footy, and so
the boys spraying each other, like it's completely different atmosphere.
Back into the rugby league atmosphere, and I was like, oh, well, that hasn't changed. The banter certainly hasn't changed, and so I get back into training and. Meet the staff and the players there at Parramatta, and it was probably a pre-season that I was looking forward to be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just wanted to
so much.
Yeah, because I've been away for a while and wanted to get back into the rhythm of things.
And so, what was that first week? Were you like, oh my god, my body is about to explode of pain?
Yeah, I was pretty sore. As I was mentioning earlier, our first contact session felt like I played a game. Yeah, I woke up the next day and I was just like, I'm so sore.
I'm busted here.
Yeah, and it wasn't nowhere near game level intensity. It was just a standard training tackle tech session, and here I am feeling like I'm so sore. I feel like I played.
100%. I like quit, and then Broncos called me back up. Like, and they're like, oh, you want to come back? I was like, oh, yes. I hadn't trained at all. Went back, and the training session was a full contact wrestling session. So like the hectic ones in the mat, sweaty, trying to bash blokes. I was throwing up the next day. So I got to training and was throwing up in the bathroom because I was so fucked up from like just, and like I'm small as it is, like, and I'm trying to tackle these massive, so I'm fucking feel your pain, bro, feel your pain to a lesser extent. I didn't go 2 years. Was Corey Norman there when you come back?
Yeah, Normie was there.
Brother Normie.
Yeah, brother Normie. Yeah, one of the greats.
Oh mate,
one of the greats.
One of the greats in the change room, that's for sure.
Good fella, Normie. Yeah.
Oh brother, was Hoffman there?
No, he wasn't there.
Hoffy. Did you end up meeting Hoffy?
I've met him, but he wasn't that pro when I was.
But have you met the real Hoffy?
No.
Oh, fuck. Anyone that's met the real Hoffy knows what I'm talking about. He's just a class clown, let's put it that way. So you come back to the Eels, and this would have been 2013 or 14?
Season 2014.
So 13 leading into 14.
Yeah, 13 leading to 14, yeah.
And so, what was that pre-season? Did you feel kind of like a rookie again? Like, were you feeling like, I've got to earn my spot? And like, or was it, you was confident in what you had built before you had left?
I mean, within myself, I was confident that I could play in the NRL.
Yep.
Again, but at the same time, I knew I had to, fight for a spot.
Yep.
I knew it wasn't just going to be a walk-in, especially being having 2 years off.
Yep.
The club was sort of had a few changes with its coach. I signed under Steve Kearney.
Oh wow!
And then Sticky came.
Yep.
I met with Sticky in Brisbane as a missionary.
Oh really?
Yeah. I met with Sticky in Brisbane as a missionary.
As in meeting about the Eels, or just met randomly?
Both, yeah. Oh, because they were playing the Broncos up at Suncorp, and then I was around the area, and he teed up a time to catch up.
Okay, yep.
Just to sort of go through how things were going, and
yep.
So I got to meet Sticky there, and then obviously between then and the time I got back, BA was the coach, and so got to play under BA. That's the first time I met him, and obviously being head coach, he's going to pick the best 17 he wanted, and I wanted to try being that.
Yep. And so round one comes around, you get picked in the 17.
Round one comes along, and
what was that like for you?
I played the full season there, and it was just, it was my last game was with the Warriors, and my first game was the Warriors.
Oh wow, okay.
So it was pretty funny, but it was just awesome to be back out in that atmosphere.
Yep.
Playing in the NRL again, and something that I missed.
Yep.
Yeah, being away, and grateful that I was back.
What about the sense of achievement of like I made it back? You know what I mean? Like some people would have said like, oh, it's 2 years out of the game, it's too long, he's not going to come back, blah blah blah. Was there a sense of accomplishment for you when you made round one? Eels side, and you're in the squad. You're like, I'm back in the NRL. I've done what I said I wanted to do, kind of thing. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, it was very fulfilling for me. I mean, really, I hadn't really done much in the game. I only played one full season.
Yeah.
So in terms of how many seasons I played, I really only played one full one.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't expecting just to have 2 years off and walk into the first grade side. And so to do a full preseason and battle through mental and physical, emotional challenges. It was definitely a sense of fulfillment and accomplishment to be picked in the 17 for round one, and then to play the whole season too.
And so how did you go that year?
Not too flash. I mean, we done better than previous seasons.
Yep.
Unfortunately, didn't make finals. We just missed out. But it was fun.
And so the next year, 2015, you agreed to sign with the club, re-sign with the club.
And so 2015, and then I signed with Canterbury at the end of 2015.
Okay, so you signed with Canterbury, and why the Bulldogs? Was it Desi a big reason?
He was definitely a reason. Yeah, I mean, he helped me he gave me my first opportunity, and gave me my first crack at Manly. So that was definitely a reason why I went there. And not only that, they were a successful club. They've been to a few grand finals a few years previous, and I've seen guys like Graham and Tolman and these leaders in the game, Josh Jackson. I thought, this can be an opportunity for me, something new, and I took it with both hands.
And so you turned up to then, and you're back kind of in the swing of things. Then you're back playing first grade. You played the whole year.
Yeah.
What was the kind of, I guess, the goals for you, and how did it all? How was it? Rocking up to a new club, and you're back. You know what I mean? You're an NRL player again.
It was exciting. I think. I was sort of into a new environment. New systems, new coaches, new faces, new teammates, and that was it was an exciting time for myself. And I initially went to the club to play in the centres.
Yep.
Brett Morris was the fullback, but he injured himself, and so he was out for half the season. And then so I started training fullback in the preseason. Desi put me back there, and I played 2016 there and 2017 as the fullback, and something that I enjoyed thoroughly.
Okay, so before that you hadn't really played much other than a bit of a utility role at fullback. Okay, so you start 2000. How did you go 2016?
We lost the first week of finals.
Lost
the first week of finals.
And also then the big, and again you don't have to go through the ins and outs of this, but the big discussion that year was like you've chosen to sit out on the Sunday games. How did that all come about? Well,
so I think that actually was probably the biggest reason why. I signed with the Bulldogs. I obviously spoke with Desi, and I said, look, I know you obviously understand that my faith is means a lot to me, and ideally I would prefer not to play on Sundays. I understand that I've got a duty to you as my employer, and that's something I fully respect. But I just told my manager just to put it to the club and ask. If this was to go through, then I'm keen on signing on the dotted line for Canterbury.
Okay, so this was like, when it came out in the media, it was kind of sold like you'd just kind of like rocked up and been like, hey bro, by the way, I don't want to play Sunday. You know what I mean? But this was something that you would openly said to him from the start.
From the start. So before I signed, it was all in agreement. And that was the big reason why I signed with the Dogs. They allowed me that clause in the contract to have Sundays off for training or games, and so I thought, man, this is perfect. Like I'm living my dream, doing what I love, and I'm living my faith, which is what I love more. So they allowed me to have Sundays off, and so it was.
So how many games did you end up missing because of the Sunday?
That season I missed. Four.
So four out of, so there's what, 24 in it? Is it 24 in a year? 20. So four games. So not really that much at all. And so it got to a point, like, was that, you don't read the media much and you don't read what people say, but did you feel any pressure at all out externally, or was it, the boys understood, Desi understood, my family understands, that's all that's what matters?
Well, that's really all that mattered to me. And like, there was obviously a lot of noise around it, and people commenting on on my social media accounts, saying their opinions, which obviously weren't the best. Some there was some that were great and some that weren't, and I just chose to ignore the ones that weren't the best. And but as you said, I think my family, staff, and the teammates knew where I was coming from. They understood it, they respected it, and that's what matters to me most.
And I think a big factor in this is, like, it's not like you came to the club mid-year and was like, hey, by the way, it was like, look, this is what I'm hoping to get. They could have chosen not to. They chose to. I think that is a big thing. Okay, so, and then it got to eventually you did decide to play a game on Sunday was it the finals or something like that, or something along those lines? How did that come about? Did you just feel it was like the right time, or?
So I still to this day, I'd prefer not to play on Sundays, but it came time to renegotiating a contract. And the club stated, if you want to, continue to play here type of thing, and have this contract for you, then Sundays is a requirement. And I mean, I respect that, but that's, we as Latter-day Saints strive to keep the Sabbath day holy. And where possible, abstain from from working on Sundays. And obviously, I've got to work on Sunday in terms of playing. There's obviously games scheduled to play on Sundays, and that was something that sort of got me thinking over and over. I mean, something I wanted to not have Sundays off, but again, I'm the provider for my family, and this is something that I needed to do to enhance my career and provide for my family at the same time. And so I started playing Sundays again, and I mentioned before, in a perfect world,
you'd
in a perfect world, I'd still not be playing on Sunday, but
it's not that's cut and dry. Life isn't black and white.
It's
always grey.
We obviously don't live in a perfect world, and it is what it is, and I totally respect the club and their decision, and I'm thankful that they even gave me the opportunity to do that in the first place.
It sounds like you're just being honest in saying that you would rather to have Sundays off, but you're a professional. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you're being
exactly,
professional about it. You know, some things in jobs you don't want to do. Like if I could put a clause in my contract, I know it's very different, and like I'm not saying fucking it compares to faith, but if I could put a clause in my contract saying I don't have to do any promos, I would do that.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like, but I'm not. But I'm, you know what I mean? I'm just using it as a much lesser example. It's not on the same level, but just certain things you have to do in an employee kind of situation. So when that decision came down, did you speak to anyone at your church and just bounce off, you know, how you're feeling about it or anything like that? Or?
Yeah, obviously spoke with those close to me, leaders in the church. A lot of discussions with my wife.
Yep.
And we feel that this was this
right
was
decision.
right decision. Yeah.
And so 2017. 2017. That's Tonga. Tonga comes up.
Yeah.
And you know, you say Tonga now, it means so much more than if I said Tonga to you 3 or 4 years ago. As in to me personally.
Yeah.
Not to you, but like from the outside perspective. You know, when I say Tonga now, there's this kind of like connection to this massive following, and you know, it's been put on the map internationally when it comes to the game. But for you personally, when that year kind of rolled around, 2017, did you know that this was going to, you know, accelerate so quickly for you guys as a country?
No, I had no idea. I was just excited to be playing for Tonga and be and being a part of a World Cup. It was my first World Cup, and it wasn't really only until like a few days before where everything unfolded with Jace and Drew choosing to come back, and the other Kiwi boys as well, you know. And when that unfolded, then it just I think it just exploded from there.
And then like a lot of people are forgetting, like the main thing is you played well, you know, you played good footy. If you don't play good footy, none of this happens.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think that's sort of the first thing that we said day one of camp. You know, like look at all these players that have come back, and you know, we don't want to be a team that's build ups. You know, have these star players. Oh, you know, they've come back and then, you know, play bad, and so that's something we had to deal with. You know, the pressure and you know the media hype around Tonga. But I think it's something that we dealt with well.
And so, what's something when you went into camp? Was there something you remember specifically from the camp that you know you really connected with? You know, with your heritage and stuff like that. Was there anything like that?
Well, we started our camp back in Tonga.
Oh wow!
So we went to Tonga and we started our camp there. So just to be immersed in the culture and in the traditions, in the language, and they were, you know, we hadn't done anything in the World Cup, but they were hosting parades for us.
Oh really?
Through the streets.
Crazy.
It was just such a crazy atmosphere. It was like we won it.
The
way they were celebrating, it was like we won it. But this was just because we were there before the tournament, and obviously, you know, kids idols and that were there. Guys like Jason, Drew, and our team was there, and I think it just started from there. We really grew together as a brotherhood, and that filtered onto how we played.
And so as you start putting these wins together and you start beating teams and everything like that, when did it start dawning on you like, wow, we're making a run here, like we could be something?
Yeah, well, I think we took each week as it came, and obviously, you know, we won one game and then we won two, and then I think the Kiwis game was sort of where even more belief was instilled in us. And then, you know, we got opportunity to play against England, and we just fell short of them. And you know, they're obviously great Tier 1 nations, and for us as a team, you know, we just thought, man, we were close, you know, matching it with these big guys, and that I think that instilled a lot of confidence in us.
And so that game against England, what was it? Is there anything you remember specifically from it? You know, that last 5 minutes, or seeing that sea of red? And you were saying earlier that comparing it to Origin, what was the biggest game you've ever been on?
That was probably one of the best atmospheres I've ever played in, and I think as well, just to see a sea of red, flags waving, everyone's dressed in red. The crowd, it was deafening. It really was. It was deafening at times when they were screaming and singing hymns. It was just such an experience. Not only that game, and the two games we played in Hamilton, they were just just crazy. It's hard to describe. Just because being Tongan and they're singing Tongan hymns, and it's your people singing your hymns, it just meant that so much more.
And so that last 5 minutes, what was going through your head? Like,
that's I mean, I've seen Aroana, you know, start blaming refs and pointing refs and anything like that.
Yeah.
But I've seen calls go both ways.
Yep.
With Drew knocking it on. I've seen calls where it's been knock on, and I've seen calls where it's been a strip. Obviously, being a part of the Tongan team, I would have hoped they said strip.
It was 100% a strip, bro.
100% a strip, honestly. But it wasn't meant to be.
Yep.
And I just remember that last 5-10 minutes where we started just started scoring.
Yep.
It's like, man, we can do this. And I remember, I think we scored the second, our third try, one of them, and we were in range. If we scored one more try, we're in front.
Yep.
And I remember setting up for kickoff, and I was like, man, we're going to the final. We can do this. I really believe. I was like, man, we can do this. We got in reach, but again, it wasn't meant to be.
It was crazy, bro. What's funny is like I was speaking earlier, like James Graham in the English side. You spoke about the result a bit, but both of you spoke about the atmosphere and just how amazing the atmosphere was, and it is genuine, and it sounds cliche, but it genuinely is one of those situations where rugby league did win that day, regardless of result. Like I know there's a lot of heartbroken Tongans that wanted to get in the finals. Like totally get that, totally appreciate that, but. I mean, what a moment! Yeah,
100%. And I was one of those heartbroken Tongans. But speaking of James Graham, he was true to how the top bloke is. He's a great bloke, and I was obviously tearing up a bit. I was heartbroken. I obviously wanted to win that game, and he was the first bloke that come up to me and hugged me after the game, and just sort of trying to, cheer me up type of thing. And he was just saying all good. It's just trying to offer words of encouragement. At a time when I didn't feel like talking to anyone. I was really sad, and obviously wanted to win. But he was the first bloke to come up and embrace me and console me. So that's just the type of bloke he is. I'm grateful that I got to play with someone like that.
Yep.
Had a little jersey swap at the end. So
did you swap jersey with him?
Some jersey booper,
Oh, really? Okay.
Still got the big number 10 at home.
Because he was at the Doggies 16, eh?
Yeah. So we played together.
Yeah, it's like so that's what rugby league's about. Again, it sounds cliche, but it really is. It really is. Okay, so like going forward for yourself personally, you're 26 years old, and I was saying to you before the start, like it honestly feels like you've been around for fucking, you're my age. It feels like you're my age. But what's if the next 12 months is perfect for you? What are your goals personally? Is it to? Oh, actually, we'll talk about the New South Wales side. Being a former New South Welshman, and you could play for New South Wales again. What was it like seeing the boys get the win and everything like that?
It was awesome. Yeah. I think obviously haven't had the best of successes over the past decade. But I think it was great to see them get the win. I think those boots off sessions that Freddie's doing with the feet on the ground must be working.
100%, right?
And so they played great, and they deserved to win that series. And I was definitely at home cheering for them.
And so if next 12 months go perfectly for you, where are you? Are you knocking on the door for Origin again, or are you more focused on, your club footy? What's the goals for you?
I'm probably more focused on club footy, and I mean, hopefully, we want to finish this season off as best as we can. Finals is out of reach for us, but I want to finish as strong as we can and really shake things up for next season. I haven't played finals footy since I left for the mission. Oh wow! And so
went from grand finals to not even finals.
Yeah, it's not even finals, and so again going back to what I said, it's something I don't take for granted. Winning one, but I want to play finals again next season, and hopefully Canterbury we can do better on the ladder next season, and as well hopefully we get a few more games for Tonga.
That'd be good, definitely. Especially, I think they've proven that if you just put even a little bit into the international game, you can see the result of it, kind of thing. And so, who's the best player you've ever played with, in your opinion?
Played with? There's been a few great talents. I think Jamie Lyons, one that comes to mind.
Yep.
He's just an absolute freak.
Yep.
I think Hainsey in his heyday. I played with him 2014 when he won Dally M.
Oh, really?
And so when he's that form that everyone knows that he can possess, it's something ridiculous to play with. and I think probably because I looked up to him so much, is Mark Gasnier.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I only got to play with him once, and that was in the Origin in 11, and he was someone that I looked up to growing up as a kid, and so I think he'd be up there with one of the best I've played with.
Funniest player you've ever played with?
Funniest?
Yep.
There's been a lot of characters. I think. Well, I'm pretty close with Ray Fatala Mariner at the Dogs, and he's might seem pretty quiet, to the media, but he's a good bloke. I can feel it. Him and off the top of my head, I think. Normie's a good fella off the field.
Brother Normie.
Good old Normie's. He's one of a kind. Normie, and there's been a few, but there's a couple that come to mind.
And best prank of all time that you've seen?
Best prank?
Yeah.
Oh, I think.
It's on the spot question. Every time I should just send you oh, bro, I'm gonna ask you best prank. Just think of something.
I can't think of one, to be honest.
Good. Favorite rapper of all time?
Rapper?
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably go with the old faithful Tupac.
Yeah, Tupac's good. Man, he can pull his quotes from back then to now, and they're still just as relevant. He's so ahead of his time, man.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
His lyrics were good. His message was good. He had party songs. He had massive. His greatest hits was the first CD I ever bought. It was a burnt. It was a burnt CD, and I paid $30 for it.
Oh shucks!
It got smashed, ripped off, man. Fucking hell, year 6, bro. Year 6. Favorite movie of all time?
Probably Remember the Titans.
Yeah, Denzel, man. He's a goat.
Oh, 100.
He's 100% the goat.
Yeah, 100. I agree.
Even if it's a shit movie, but he's in it.
Yeah, he's still the man.
It makes it good.
Oh yeah.
Think of some of the movies he's done, and imagine if someone else played his role. Yeah, that wouldn't be that good of a movie.
Same. Yeah, well, I think everyone's the same. If there's a movie Denzel, everyone's like, "Yeah, I'm watching that."
100%, bro. Have you seen Fences?
Yes.
That's emotional.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
Shit, man. That hit me right in the feels, bro. Right in the feels. Okay. What was the last question? No, I think that's it, bro. I think it's it. Thank you so much for coming on, brother.
Awesome, man.
I appreciate it. Good luck with the rest of the year. It's been a tough year, but I'm sure you guys will bounce back eventually. And thank you so much.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Boom.
Cheers.